Peggy 16.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is WWE Superstar Xavier Woods, a.k.a. Austin Creed, and I got some information for you. It's time to finish the story in WWE 2K24. Relive the greatest moments in WrestleMania history in the 2K showcase of the Immortals. From the golden era to today, the evolution of the greatest spectacle in sports entertainment is in your hands. With an epic roster of superstars and brand new match types, it's down to you to finish your story in WWE 2K24, available now.
I am so proud of you, dude. Legitimately so proud of you. When you left, the balls it took for you to leave, to do what you did, like I could never have done what you did. You know, like when I say I'm proud of you, like I legitimately mean it.
It's the show that celebrates WWE. It's Gorilla Position.
Hello, you, and welcome back to Gorilla Position. Thank you very much for hitting the download button on this, your pro wrestling / sports entertainment podcast of pleasure. My name's James D'Lo, your host and your guide through the wonderful world of WWE. Thank you for tuning into this episode 337 of the biggest and best WWE podcast in the UK, the only show of its kind to be supported, endorsed and promoted by WWE themselves. We are back, baby, after a 2-week hiatus. I was sunning myself in Crete with the family. Did you miss us? No, you're thinking. You didn't even notice. If you listened to our SummerSlam reaction special a couple of weeks ago, and so many of you did, by the way, our highest rated show since the return of GP, behind only the Big Return episode in February, even surpassed our WrestleMania 40 reactions, which blew me away. So this show is growing. Thank you so much. But anyway, if you heard that show and the drama that unfolded live as we recorded my lost lonely bag on a train heading south, you will know how much I needed a holiday. What a relief. What a relief. And what a show, and what a SummerSlam weekend. And if by magic, here we are, just a week and a half away from the next big PLE, WWE is bashing in Berlin next Saturday night. Oh, and what about our surprise guest in the GP studio, by the way? A little treat while I was away. The wonderful Bryan Danielson sat in this very seat, chewing the fat on all things AEW, all in this Saturday night at Wembley Stadium. He talked retirement, returning to WWE, the Hall of Fame, CM Punk, his relationship with Vince McMahon, Shane McMahon being all elite. So much stuff we talked through with Bryan. What a guy. Genuinely just the nicest gent in the world. Go check out the full unedited interview on the YouTube channel, youtube.com/@WWEGP. Right, without further ado, let's dive into all the action in the build-up to Bash and beyond, and to chat things through this week. Firstly, he's a podcaster. He's a soon-to-be award-winning content creator. I'm not sure why, but I just think it'll happen. I think it'll happen.
Thank you.
The man, the myth, the legend, Mex is in the house.
Oh, I'll take that compliment. I think we're all due to win something soon.
Absolutely.
With our podcasting awards. So, yeah.
Oh, yes. Good. I didn't even link it to that. I'll talk about that later in the show. And returning to the Gorilla Position studio once again, if CM Punk is the Taylor Swift for men, this guy must be the Kanye West. but far less vile. West End and TV star, Strictly Come Dancing champion, Kevin Clifton.
Yo, yo, yo.
How are you, boys?
Happy to be back.
Are you good?
Yeah, good. I've missed the show.
When were you last on? Can't remember.
A good few weeks ago now. Yeah. Yeah, I can't remember. Even just listening to it, I've missed it.
Oh,
yeah.
Well, thanks. Yeah, lovely to be in the GP studio again. Just to warn everybody, I'm a bit all over the place this week. Back off holiday, had a horror show of a day in the office yesterday, which has left me reeling. And also, last night, I went to Taylor Swift. I got there with the girls. It was a very late night, but I mean, lovely to see Wembley Stadium so packed.
He's taking shots.
Here
What?
he
No,
goes.
I'm not.
You just had Daniel Bryan on.
No.
Sorry,
I'm
Bryan
joking.
Danielson.
Did you manage to change your seats? I remember you saying you wanted to change your.
Oh, well, this was the whole dilemma. I had these VIP standing tickets with my daughters, but then I realised they were too young to be pitch side. So I had to buy completely new tickets at a small fortune, but I had to do that before I sold these ones because they were so hard to get. Anyway, it's been a hell of a time, but it was worth it. It was magical. I'm wearing my old Swifty
Friendship bracelet.
friendship bracelets. It was absolutely phenomenal. Anyone who has seen the show will, I'm sure, agree. Anyway, talking about good shows, GP, lovely to be back. Big thank you to our headline sponsors, WWE 2K24, the best WWE video game of all time, the highest rated game in the 2K series. Grab your copy of the game using the link in the description of this podcast. Check it out now. WWE 2K24, available on PS5, PS4, Xbox Series X and S, Xbox One, and PC. And it's available using the link in the description of this podcast. I'm going to put you both on the spot. What has been your biggest takeaway in terms of WWE TV in our 2-week absence? What's the first thing that springs to your mind? What are you most excited about? Max, coming to you first.
I'm looking forward to Kevin Owens and Cody Rhodes.
Interesting.
I don't necessarily like how we got here.
Interesting.
But Kevin Owens is someone I'm highly invested in. He pays attention to the details. He's one of Triple H's faves. I would like to see some kind of good character development and just not just waltzing in here thinking, oh, I don't deserve it, like he's been saying, but here we are. Like, let's see if we can bring something out of Kevin Owens that resembles the prize fighter Kevin Owens.
I think that's nice, and that's a really nice tease because I've got some thoughts on KO and Cody. In fact, I mean, we can dive right in now, but before we do, Kev, what are you most excited about?
You're going to be surprised, but
You're going to say Punk, aren't you?
I am going to say Punk. Yeah.
We've won.
No,
We've won the war.
Right now, I think it's heading in a direction that I'm a lot more on board with CM Punk and what he's doing than I was before.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm enjoying this whole thing with him and Drew. It still feels really personal. Obviously, they're going to go for a strap match next, which Punk did in AEW, right?
He done a dog collar match.
A dog collar match.
Dog collar
There you
match
go.
with MJF, right?
That's it. Yeah,
Which was superb.
Yeah.
But this is in a way classic Punk, very old school, very very old school. And we'll get to Raw later in the show, but I was not surprised. I kind of smirked to myself because I thought there was a period in WWE where whenever they had a strap match, not very often, but when it did happen, they just resorted to it was a pinfall. It was a no DQ match, but you win via pinfall. Whereas we all know the old fashioned way back in the day, back in the territories, was to carry your opponent and touch the four corners. And when Punk said and highlighted those rules of the match, I was really pleased because I was like, that's old school Punk.
I can't lie, I'm not impressed by that stipulation. I know that's how the strap match goes, but I just think for the where we are in this blood feud, it's like to end it by touching turnbuckles. I just don't feel like it's,
But this is where you're wrong, Max. It's not the end.
I know.
This is chapter 2.
In terms of this match,
This is the second act.
I think they want to preserve the pinfall victory for maybe Bad Blood.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that's why we're doing it.
Inside Hell in a Cell, surely.
Probably.
Okay, well, we'll obviously get onto Raw and more about Punk and his promo, which I thought was excellent on Raw, I have to say. Although I did think of you during one line, Kev.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
I mean, so
We'll get there.
Okay,
we'll get there.
we'll get there.
Let's talk
Yeah.
smacky dacky doodah
Yeah.
first. So KO and Cody. I wanted to start by asking a question. Cody's run so far with the title, the negative chatter on social
Oh, really?
is getting louder.
Really?
And is that justified? So you're surprised, Kev?
Yeah.
Are you enjoying Cody's run so far?
Yeah. I love Cody Rhodes. We were all so behind him going into WrestleMania. You know, like he couldn't have been hotter. And I think he's become that superstar baby face of the company, like literally the face of the company. He carries it well. And I just think it was always going to be slightly less, storyline wise, slightly less important than everything that they built towards that WrestleMania that went on for a couple of years, you know, with the bloodline and with Roman then going away, and obviously Roman becoming a babyface. Because, you know, every they're dance partners, aren't they? Like every babyface needs their heel and vice versa. Yeah. And Roman and Cody for a couple of years were that for each other. But now it's got to the point where, because of wrestling fans, how we approach it nowadays, because we're all appreciative of how brilliant it was, now Roman becomes a babyface as a result of it. So we don't have that same dynamic. So we have to set up a new heel for Cody, unless we start turning Cody heel. But I don't feel like it's time right now. Like, why would he?
Well, it's funny because you said Cody's the face of the company, and my response was going to be he is the face of the company, or he was until the 3rd of August 2024 when Roman Reigns came back. But no, I mean, he's selling unbelievable merch. I mean, there was a video I saw circulating on social media where the CEO or the guy who runs Fanatics, because they just did the big Fanatics Fest in New York last weekend, which is testament to how big WWE is right now, because to have a whole fan convention completely away from a pay-per-view city weekend, just a random weekend in August, to have thousands and thousands of people travel from, it looked like the world over, just to meet talents, meet and greets, that kind of thing.
It looked wicked.
It looked brilliant. Yeah. And the celebs were there, but there was a video of the CEO of Fanatics saying to Cody, you are like one of the biggest reasons this is happening. Like the merch you were selling is unbelievable. Like it's all about you. May have been lip service because he was getting to hang out with Cody Rhodes. I don't know, but you know he's doing unbelievable merch numbers. But I love that kind of dynamic that there is almost this. We know there's going to be another Roman Cody match, but just the who is the face of the company. It gives me proper Austin Rock vibes.
Yeah,
and what an incredible problem to have.
Yeah.
Who's the biggest star out of these two mega stars in the company right now? It's fantastic.
Yeah, you're right. Like it does feel Austin Rock. Like they're just two massive baby faces now. And I wonder if there is a bit of personal rivalry between them in the same way. I don't know.
I'm sure there is. Like competitive, professional rivalry.
They both seem like quite respectful guys. Like I wonder if there is that. Because I think, if they had the match now, the fans are going to be cheering Roman and they're going to start booing Cody, aren't they? Yeah. If they had the match, this weekend.
I just think with Cody's run, like he's been having great matches, which, we know with Roman's run, it was very often, it ends a certain way, the bloodline get involved. People will always still have something to say about Roman in ring and stuff like that. Although I think he's a great wrestler. Cody has been having good matches and it's just like, that's kind of it. We know there's Roman still kind of lurking in this story. We know there's The Rock that's still possibly lurking with his story. We know that Randy Orton, which is probably the biggest one that's available to them immediately, is still lurking. And we haven't pulled the trigger on any of these over this, 6 months since he's won the title or so, less than that maybe. But he's just been kind of dealing with other things, other competitors on SmackDown. So I think people are a bit underwhelmed. They want to see him stick his teeth into something,
I mean, aside from Solo, which we've seen, like who's the biggest heel on SmackDown? We've immediately got to have a think about it. Like, there's not an obvious,
maybe.
And he's already had a match with Logan,
which
was a bit of more of a showcase than a feud because it was in Saudi.
Right. So who's the big heel on SmackDown that can go into that program with Cody, like to balance his, babyfaceness?
Well, okay, so I think it's potentially. I was really interested to see this chatter about. Is Cody Rhodes' run working? And it's the classic, fans. That's all they wanted. Is all we wanted.
We want Cody
for 2 years.
2 minutes later, no, we don't.
I think it's working well because I've loved the matches. But I think there's something really potentially interesting they could do here with regard, and it's sort of in a way culminating with Randy Orton, which after their sit down, which I don't know if you've seen on the WWE YouTube channel, it's an incredible interview.
So
I put a
good.
few clips up on the WGP Twitter. But their friendship is very real. Their relationship is very real. It goes back a long way. Obviously, they were in Legacy together. Randy is a proper mentor of Cody's. But what I've sort of noticed about this title run is you started with AJ, and that it was a sort of respectful match at Backlash, right? And a brilliant match. And then you got the turn, the Mark Henry-esque turn from AJ. And so Cody kind of lost a friend. Now, and then, as I say, we had the showcase with Logan Paul, which you can sort of set aside because that was in Saudi, but still a great match. And now we're on to the Kevin Owens side of things, where, well, he dealt with Bloodline, didn't he? So does ago. But Kevin Owens, again, it's kind of come out of nowhere. It's come out of respect. It's come out of friendship and their history together. And wasn't Kevin Owens, didn't he play a big part in Cody Rhodes?
He's the one that basically gave Cody Rhodes the phone book, quote unquote, like, this is
For
this
the indies.
person.
Yeah.
Go and meet these people. Like, they'll look after you.
So there is real respect, real love, and real friendship. You just pointed out that you want to see prize fighter Kevin Owens. So that's another friend that Cody potentially is going to lose.
Interesting.
And then Randy, just got goosebumps.
Yeah.
Randy is, you know, in terms of on screen and what we know, it's like best friend, mentor. If Randy was then to turn and their relationship was to dissipate because of the gold, I saw a clip on social media, nothing to do with wrestling at all. In fact, it was Matthew Perry, God bless him. And he said, Jim Kerry said, in a quote, he said, "I'll always remember," he said, "I hope everyone has their dreams come true because it'll help everyone realize that it doesn't fix everything."
Yeah.
And I just think there's a beautiful story there with Cody of like this long, I did it for my dad, I became the world champion, I reached this goal, but then what?
And then it
actually,
ruined me.
it's sort of, it ruins him and he loses all his friends. And I think there's a really lovely story to tell there that could culminate in Randy, which I think, given their history and how emotionally charged that feud could be, is WrestleMania worthy. And in my opinion, shouldn't happen before then.
I think that's where we're going.
Yeah.
At this point, if they haven't done it, I think that is the WrestleMania match. I don't know if we get Rock having, beat facing Roman at Mania this year or next year, sorry. But at this point, I think Randy Orton and Cody is the direction.
I think it has to be. I was watching this, and I do urge anyone to go and watch it. It's basically Cody interviewing Randy as part of the Wheatley vodka branded interview
Randy
series.
knocking back vodkas, literally.
But what a guy! It was a lovely, and they both got very emotional when Randy comes across so well, and he said, "When I say I am proud of you, I legitimately mean it." And like he teared up, like Kev, you need to watch it. It's superb. Yeah. But it'll make you realize how special this story could be. And I think with the whole trust and trips, it could be absolutely incredible.
It's by design that they're doing this as well. Like those that have at least watched this, if this doesn't feature in like the vignettes and stuff, those that watch this, like you're saying, will understand the depth of their relationship so that by the time this is on screen, we're going to be like so invested because we know they're friends for real. Like,
and all that footage, all the story, all the backstage stories, all the footage of Legacy, they'll have to crop out Ted DiBiase Jr. He's a felon. Apparently, I think. I should have looked that up before I said that.
I don't know about this.
He done like some fraudulent thing. He was arrested for that. I think him and his dad, I think.
He really wanted to be the $1 Million Man, didn't he? He really wanted to be his dad. But I think it's easy to go no wait guys, we might be slightly disappointed, but it's definitely going somewhere. But I just think if you look at the story they're trying to, because if you're Trips and you're looking at Cody and you have a 2-year build up to him winning the title, you must have a plan,
of course,
post him winning the title.
Yeah.
And I think putting him in bangers, giving opportunities to, get AJ back in the title scene, have a great match with Logan Paul, Solo Sikoa and everything is done for the Bloodline, and then bringing Randy Orton back up. Because Randy's now at a stage where it's like, you are just one of the greatest of all time.
Yeah.
Like, he is proper legend status,
For
isn't he?
sure.
We're working on the story now. It's by design that Kevin Owens and obviously Randy Orton were Cody's 1 and 2. They had his back against the Bloodline on SmackDown. Kevin Owens is getting his opportunity now. I expect that to span for maybe some months. Randy Orton is going to lose to Gunther next week. And it could be he comes back to Cody almost in a reach of desperation. Like, I need this 15th world title. I didn't win it over there. I need my opportunity here, sort of thing. Do that for your old friend. And then,
you did it for AJ. You did it for KO.
Exactly.
Do it for me.
Yeah.
And Cody initially could go, no. I love those guys. Or AJ, I loved him. But you're too special to me. And then he doesn't want to have the match with Randy. That's lovely stuff.
until Randy Orton kicks his head off with a punt, and then he's like, hey, let's go.
Beautiful. And just talking about KO, so obviously we're going to see him versus Cody in a match in Berlin. Dave Meltzer, I think it was, came out and said Kevin Owens initially refusing the title match because he didn't deserve it was one of the stupidest things he's ever seen in wrestling. I think that's a stretch. However, I do think there was something missing from KO's promo. I like the fact that he said, you've seen my win-loss record. Over the last year, things haven't been going well. He just needed to say, I'll get there, and I'm determined to get there, but it's not now.
Yeah.
But just without that, it's like if he's been offered a title match, why would you say no?
I know. That's what I felt as I was watching it. And also, it didn't seem to quite fit with KO. Like, I love Kevin Owens, but he turns on every friend he ever has in wrestling. Like, that's part of his sort of makeup, isn't it? He just keeps, he becomes best friends with someone, famously Jericho that time, Sammy, obviously.
Why is my name on the list?
That was brilliant.
Yeah, so good. So, like, he's not that guy to me that would be like, no, I don't deserve a title match. KO would surely just take it. He is that prize fighter.
But that's the thing, that's
go.
old KO. Like, if you see him now, and I mean this respectfully because I'm a dad as well, he is very much like dad KO. Like, I'm just happy to be here. I'm going to help this guy because he's bullying this person. He's got his smart one-liners and he goes on his rants and stuff like that. He's very far removed from that guy that you're describing.
And it's been a long time since he turned on anyone, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I want to say a few years.
It's been a long time.
Yeah.
Even that Jericho thing you mentioned, I'm sure was like 2018
Oh, yeah,
or so.
yeah.
So,
Yeah, I don't hate it, and it'll be a great match because they're both brilliant. I just feel like that title in particular it has been held in such high regard for so long. Like, everyone wants it. Like Cody just had to get it. It was like his everything, and it should be for everyone. It's like the title in wrestling.
Yeah.
For him then to be in a position where you've got a title match and him go, nah, you're all right.
But that's I didn't hate the fact that he said, it's not my time, I don't deserve it, because I think that puts the title on a pedestal even more, which I think is a good thing.
Okay.
But for me, it was just the missing words of I will get there, I'm determined to get there, but I need to earn it.
yeah.
It was just literally just a few words missing from his promo that I felt let it down slightly. But I think the most recent episode of SmackDown was better. I think the story's been told all right. And ultimately, I mean, we are going to get a thumping match in Berlin.
Whether it's something on the go home show next week or something that happens during the match that turns the switch and makes him more annoyed, or we start getting that person
just gets
again.
violent.
We'll see how it goes.
I want to talk about tag team wrestling a bit. So Montez Ford, Angelo Dawkins.
Oh, yeah.
So they beat DIY.
That was a great match.
A great match, which is sort of my point. So they're now number one contenders to face the Bloodline. And that match will happen, correct me if I'm wrong, next week on SmackDown. Or sorry, this week on SmackDown. like the weekend of SummerSlam, when Bloodline won the titles, it happened on Smackers rather than the PLE itself. And we've had this discussion about, Trips likes to keep things simple on the PLEs. I know SummerSlam, I think, was 7 matches, but the other events have tended to be 5 matches.
Yeah.
My point is, these tag team matches are so good on TV. Is it a shame? And because we've got a proper deep tag team division at the moment, it feels a shame that they're all happening on TV. Especially given there are 2 bloody sets of titles.
Yeah, like since they've introduced these titles, there hasn't been a tag team title match on any PLE.
I didn't think they had.
Which is crazy. Even when you had 7 at SummerSlam, there still wasn't a tag team title match. It's like, okay, so these are firmly like mid-card fodder, really, like, which isn't fair, I don't think, on the tag team talents, especially when they're putting on the matches of that quality that we saw last week.
But it highlights even more that this was a totally dumb decision to have 2 sets of tag team titles. If there's one set, and I much prefer the belts on SmackDown, by the way. I love those belts. They're the old school belts, right?
Yeah.
But, you could have tournaments on Raw and SmackDown, and then on every PLE they're defended.
Yeah. That's the issue for me, is that we've got 2 sets of belts.
Yeah, it's
so
ridiculous.
they're not gonna feel as important.
Yeah.
If you're gonna go, right, we've got to have the tag team titles on the PLE, then you've got to have the other set of tag teams. So it's sort of 2 matches that you've got to add to the card. If you're gonna keep them equally as important, you can't
which
go,
they're never gonna do.
We'll do the tag team title match on Raw, but the SmackDown titles we'll do on the PLE, because then you elevate in one set over the other. That's the issue for me.
I'd slightly get the thinking, because they are, with these kickoff events now on the Friday before SmackDown, they're making SmackDown part of the PLE weekend.
The weekend, yeah.
So in a way that elevates the tag team title matches, but still, it's like, do them on the PLEs. Because the quality of matches we're getting.
Yeah, it's good stuff. In terms of this SmackDown one, we got Street Profits versus Bloodline. Is there any opportunity, do you guys think Street Profits walk out as tag team champions?
Who's gonna be wrestling for the Bloodline? Because
Tama Tonga, maybe Solo. Jacob Fatu's obviously still in his boot, but he can obviously still go in his boot.
That was amazing.
Which we'll talk about.
That was world class.
Which we will talk about.
It was so good.
My only, I guess, the spanner in the works I'm thinking of is Roman Reigns. What if Roman costs these guys the tag team titles and Street Profits walk out as champions? You think that can happen?
It could. It would seem weird, I think, that they've just won them, the Bloodline, and we're trying to keep this version of the Bloodline strong. For them to drop them to the Street Profits at the moment, I think.
Well, Solo didn't win the world title at SummerSlam,
No.
So I guess the whole thing of them having everything isn't.
But then I feel like they're really starting to look weak, because Roman, seems to come back and sort of, until that moment where Jacob Fatu happened, it was like he just comes back and kills them all.
And as Roman Reigns pointed out, with what he did with the tag team belt, trying to get to the Ula Fala, he has no interest in the tag team titles at all. So he probably wouldn't get involved, or maybe he would. But
where's Tongaloa as well? Is that his eye, or what happened?
He was just off TV last week. I don't know. I think they're selling the fact that Roman had speared him and beat him down with the chair.
Okay.
So yeah.
Okay.
Nice. Sorry about the noise. I don't know if you can hear that in the studio. Something's going on upstairs. We need to get this more soundproof. We've done a version 1 soundproofing. It needs to do version 2. So Bloodline. Talking of the Bloodline, I am obsessed with Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
I think he's the absolute Don. I think he is the king of everything. There is a tiny part of me that feels mildly underwhelmed, and I don't know why. Maybe it's just because we haven't heard from him yet. It's been beat down, and then he was beaten down. I mean, we'll talk about that moment with Jacob Fatu in a minute. But what are your impressions on?
I'm with you.
Right.
We saw the beatdown at SummerSlam. We saw the beatdown the week after SummerSlam. He got beat down this past week. I'm good with that now. Let's move on from these beatdowns, whoever's getting beaten down, and let's have some dialogue between the two. Where's Paul Heyman? You know, let's move the story along. Now, I guess the issue is that he's not going to be at Bash at Berlin. None of them are. And we now probably need to get to Bad Blood. And there's some time between then. So, yeah, they just need to figure out how to kind of move this story on without kind of repeating what we've already seen.
And to clarify, I'm not in the slightest bit worried.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not sitting here going, oh, this is crap. This is going nowhere. I've got
it's
utter...
the best thing in wrestling.
Yeah, exactly. I've got utter faith this will be brilliant. You mentioned Paul Heyman. I'm convinced that Paul Heyman has a heavy hand in booking this whole thing.
Yeah.
We've obviously got his return to come. And initially, when we didn't see Heyman come out with Roman at SummerSlam, I was a bit disappointed. But then I thought, let it play out. Like, we've got weeks and weeks and weeks of TV. We know we're going to War Games, presumably with Bloodline versus Bloodline Warfare. There's so much time to bring back Paul Heyman. There's time to do an epic Roman Reigns promo. I think I'm just gagging to hear from him now. But the beatdown, so he destroys the Tonga boys and Solo.
Yeah.
And I love the way Jacob has, until this past week, been kept away from Roman.
Yeah.
And then he's being sort of, they're making him the difference maker. Yeah. And he's come, I mean, him in the walking boot.
World class.
It's just, it's one of the greatest things I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
Like,
Charging around the ring.
just so good.
Yeah.
But that moment, so Roman grabbed the Ulafala
Yeah.
and he held it up. And I was like, okay, Jacob's going to come in and attack him before he puts it on his neck, but around his neck. And that didn't happen. Instead, he managed to put it on.
Yeah.
And it got the most, I got goosebumps again, the most beautiful, raucous pop from the crowd.
Yeah.
And it just got, as he lowered it and lowered it and lowered it, they got louder and louder and louder. And it was a phenomenal moment. But there's a part of me that thinks, if they just waited, that moment could have been even bigger if he was about to put it over his neck and then Jacob Fatu. And I even thought, was it a timing issue? But it wasn't, because Roman's music started playing and everything.
I love that the Ulafala is becoming sort of the ring from Lord of the Rings. Do you know what I mean? It's like this.
It's becoming more important than the world title.
I was saying this to my mate. They have elevated the Ulafala and the bracelet to beyond both of these world championships currently.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
No, you're right. Because there was also a little detail that I noticed. I think it was last week on SmackDown when Tama Tonga had to pass it to Solo.
Yeah.
And he hesitated for a second in that way of, like, he just looked at it and he held it in his hands and he looked at it like it was the most precious thing. Precious thing that he's that he could possibly hold. And
He was
like,
transfixed by it. He was transfixed by it.
Yeah, and then he passed it over.
Yeah.
And it was like, this is a really important thing. Like, there's so much power in this Ulafala for who holds it. It's, like the ring in Lord of the Rings.
They've all done
so
that.
good.
Even when Roman was still tribal chief before WrestleMania, there was times when Solo was passing it to him and Solo would be, transfixed by it. And someone posted something the other day on socials about after Roman beat Logan Paul at Saudi, he took off the Ulafala as he was walking back up the ramp with the rest of the bloodline and he gave it to Solo. And Solo held it aloft and stuff like that. And people just saying, like, have they meant this all along?
Of course they have.
Yeah.
Like, it's incredible they've been telling this story.
But this is the thing, it's all about the legacy and the lineage of this family and the heritage. And I mean, we could talk about, so Sika, Roman's father, passed away in June. And then sadly, was it last week?
Last Friday.
Last Friday, Sika's brother Afa, which is Roman's uncle, passed away as well. But just seeing that VT, so it's a really sad time for the family, but in a way, such an important time for the family, and the fact that they're building this up and the Ulafala and its importance, and it's so beautiful.
No one likes death, right? But I actually think it's...
That's a new t-shirt.
I actually
What a way
think...
to start a sentence. No one likes death, right? Yeah, I think we can all agree on that. I knew we got you in for a reason, man.
I genuinely think it's like so poetic that, you know, they're passing, but like their family is right at the top of the industry right now. I remember videos and backstage stuff of Sika absolutely losing his mind when Brock Lesnar beat Roman back at WrestleMania 31, thinking that's not what we were kind of told was going to be the outcome of this match. Or sorry, when Rollins walked away with the championship.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like, you know, they've now seen their family rise to the top of the industry. Everyone's getting a piece of this story. And the elders, which this is all about, the elders have sent this person, the Ula Fala, like you mentioned. It just is like I said, there's no right time, but it just feels like this is almost playing into the story as well.
100%. And we haven't vocally heard from Roman Reigns since WrestleMania. He hasn't said a word on a microphone on WWE TV since WrestleMania. And to think that his father and his uncle have passed away in that time, I mean, actually, the more we talk about it, it's just coming to my head now, that return promo is going to be so important because potentially it could include Paul Heyman coming back. There's the return of Jimmy Uso that is still on the horizon. But I think that shift into, yes, I'm a true babyface is I lost my father. I lost the title. I lost my father. I lost my uncle. Being the true tribal chief is now like I thought it thought it was important back then, but now it is the most important thing in the world.
That's it. You've just unlocked it for me.
That's right.
Because for me, I think the most interesting bit for me of his whole return was when he stared at Cody after the match at SummerSlam. He just didn't say anything, but he stared at him. He didn't give him a handshake, a fist bump, any of that. It was like, because they've been through a lot. And Cody was kind of staring back at him with this look of like, is he going to attack me? Like, you know, this guy has been a monster for the last few years, Roman Reigns. Yeah. So what you don't want, or what I don't want, is that he comes back and suddenly it goes into that realm of, which we'll get onto later, I do it for all of you and well done to your sports team, which is Cena light kind of babyface generic stuff. Like, I don't want it to be like, I've been away and you guys love me now, so I'm a babyface. We want to hear, like, still want to see them layers, because I've been like, you can't just switch up and change, but maybe actually going on the stuff that you just said, that is a real valid, genuine reason to have a change of heart on what's going on, rather than just like, I beat up heels now.
No, exactly. You know? Yeah, exactly. And I think, you know, and it started from the moment he was pinned by Cody, the changing of the guard, the moment he hugged Paul Heyman on the ramp at the end of WrestleMania that was only caught on people's mobiles and, you know, social media and stuff. And that's when it started. And then for everything that's gone on in the period between, I just think there's so many epic stories to be told.
The meaning is so much deeper. Like, he had said he thought he had the championship to feed the family and this, that, and the other. Now it's like he doesn't have the championship. The elders are passing away. He still needs to deliver. He's still Roman Reigns, you know, sort of thing. So
the elders are passing away, and the young blood are running crazy and trying to take his spot. Yeah. It's like,
and there's still a reunion of him and Jay at some point, which will set me off, because I'm so emotionally invested in the him and Jay story. I think.
Crazy chemistry between those two.
Like, if he helps Jay to win a world title or something at some point, I'll be in tears.
Well, isn't Jay going for the
Intercontinental?
Yeah. Okay.
In the tournament, yeah.
Well, you never know.
Mark Henry said this past week that we shouldn't take Roman Reigns for granted. He's one of the hardest workers in the industry, that we forget he is someone that has leukemia.
Yeah. I mean...
That, obviously, yes, he's in remission, but he has to manage his body. He still works hard. He still trains on top of that. I think he spoke about times where, you know, he gets tired in the day. He just can't do too much or whatever. But he's still delivering as he is delivering. Like, it's just absolutely an incredible turnaround from where we once were with Roman Reigns.
What a ledge.
Oh, what a ledge. Yeah, I mean, I asked him in the press conference was it Mania or was Mania, about the leukemia, and he said, it's part of my life. I take this medication, you know, it is part of my daily life.
Unbelievable.
So Crazy good. As is our official partnership with Fanatics. They're the team that officially sponsor the WWE Euro shop. So if you're looking for some WWE merch, get yourself to wwegp.co.uk. Click the Fanatics banner and use the promo code GP15 and you'll get 15% off anything you like on WWE Euro shop. So yeah, help support us. It's a brilliant way to support us. It gives you 15% off anything you buy. So do it now. www.gp.co.uk and use the promo code GP15. That would be brilliant. Kev, you bought anything yet?
No, I was looking at that bucket hat. That WWE bucket hat, but then I've kind of ditched the bucket hat gimmick for a few weeks.
Well, that didn't last long.
No, I feel like it didn't get over.
It definitely didn't. That's like Vince booking, that is. Well, get yourself on and use the promo code.
Yeah.
You mentioned the awards earlier, British Podcast Awards 2024. They are coming. A few years ago, we were listed in the top 20 podcasts in all of the UK, not just wrestling podcasts, but the top 20 podcasts in the UK.
Amazing.
Incredible. And it was all down to our fan support. So now we're back bigger and better than ever. I'd love to take this all the way and pick up a Listener's Choice Award later in the year. Please do support us if you love the show. BritishPodcastAwards.com. Click the Listener's Choice tab, search for a gorilla position, enter your name and email address, and then, register your vote by clicking the link in the email that you'll receive from British Podcast Awards, because that means your vote for GP will be verified. I'd love to win an award, and I'd love a night out with the boys.
Yeah, that'll be good.
Free bar, boy. Right, let's talk. Oh, there was something I was going to say. What is it? Oh, just... Thank you. I haven't said this to you yet, but we received loads and loads of emails from people saying they'd be very, very interested in being part of a GP like chat community forum type thing. Because I've been away, summer's run away with us a bit. Me and the team are still working on the kind of ins and outs of how we're going to do that. We've got some other ideas as well, which we thought could be really fun. So we are on it. And also have had loads of emails that I wanted to read in this week's show, but I think we'll have to get to those next week because we've got a lot to talk about. But some exciting things coming up in the pipeline for GP. Should we talk about Raw?
Let's.
Monday Night Raw. Why at 6? Let's start with those badgers. We've talked endlessly about whether the Wyatt Six would translate in the ring, and I think was it a couple of weeks ago, maybe before I went away, the match with American Made was done pretty perfectly. I thought, like Eric Rowan, Dexter Lumis, and Joe Gacy's offense was brutal, innovative, and unnerving. It was just really, really well done. That said, I think they need to leave American Made alone now, because I think that faction has got so much potential. And if they're just going to keep losing to Wyatt Six, I just don't feel like it's a good fit, really. We still haven't really been given a reason for it.
That's the thing. I still don't know why they're so obsessed with
Why do
American
we
Made.
care about this?
Yeah, what's their thing with Chad Gable? I know there was something at some point about, you went away from your family or something, but... That's there was sort of all we've heard.
Yeah. There was a thing, I think, in one of the vignettes or on one of the QR codes or something, they said, you stopped saying thank you.
Right.
Which was a nice link. But again, why'd you care?
So what? Yeah.
You know. So I loved the match and I thought, okay, we're getting to a place where the Wyatt Six has translated well into the ring. Because they're over-the-top wrestling characters, but you sort of believe in them and the action was good and it all clicked for me.
I think that was definitely the highlight, if not the peak for me so far. I'm just not enjoying it because maybe it's me overthinking it, trying to think, where are we going with this? Yeah. And I'm just not giving it a chance. But, it was American Made. It was Chad Gable that called them out, said, we have to go and find them this week on Raw. And I was just thinking, why? Leave them alone sort of thing. They beat him down. Next week on Raw, we're getting Bo Dallas, or Uncle Howdy, versus Chad Gable. I don't know how that's going to turn out. Is Chad going to pick up another loss? I'm trying to be patient. I'm trying, but I don't know.
But one thing I really noticed from Raw this week is the crowd, the live crowds are loving it. Like when out of the blue, the arena goes dark. Yeah. And it's a bit like, the Undertaker bong.
Yeah.
Bong?
Dong.
Dong.
Gong.
Gong. It's gong.
Oh, gong, yeah.
Dong's a penis.
Bong
Is
something else.
Something you smoke weed through, I think. Drugs are for mugs, I wouldn't know. Yeah, it's gong.
Yeah.
You're right. We got there in the end.
I believe so.
Let's not get this wrong. It is gone. Sorry, dreadful. I'm tired. Yeah, the crowd really went for it, and I thought to myself, if they were a little bit more sporadic and not appearing every week, and just they literally came out of nowhere, the crowd would go mental.
Yeah.
So again, it continues to be a tricky thing, but we'll see how the Uncle Howdy match plays out.
Yeah.
I was still excited when it hit. like when I was watching, it was like Ivy Nile versus Maxine or something, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And then suddenly it hit, and like I wasn't thinking about the Wyatt Six at the time when them two were wrestling.
Right.
I wasn't expecting it, and then suddenly like that. I suddenly sat up.
Yeah, it's quite cool.
Yeah.
A good showing from Maxine, by the way.
She's getting better.
She is getting
She really
better.
is. She's
Came
bringing
out
that energy.
strong.
She's bringing like more fierceness. Yeah, I'm happy to see. I think what I was confused about with that segment was the guys, Eric Rowan, Joe Gacy, Dexter Lumis, came out without their mask. Nikki Cross was wearing a mask and being referred to as Nikki Cross, who thinks she's Abby the Witch.
Yeah, they said that, didn't they?
And then Uncle Howdy was wearing his mask, but called Bo Dallas.
And the match is billed as Uncle Howdy versus Chad Gable. Yeah.
I just think there's maybe some inconsistencies. Maybe Michael Cole doesn't believe in this and he's just like, oh, is this the person's name? Oh, she thinks she's Abby the Witch. I don't think that works.
Next week, made myself laugh. Next week, presumably Michael Cole will say, "Here comes Shorty G. He thinks he's Chad Gable."
This is what I mean. Like, it's like, are you telling the story? Oh, like, yeah, I just think it's a bit of a weird thing. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe they've been told to switch. I know we've been talking about how they've got to be real people as well, not these supernatural characters. So maybe they've been sort of briefed to make sure like they sell the story as like they're real people and this is like a mask sort of alter ego that they use. Like we're definitely not calling them supernatural.
Yeah.
So when they come out to do a wrestling beatdown or a match, then they should all be without mask,
right?
Not half on and half.
Yeah,
I don't know. It just
Here comes Randall Keith Orton. He thinks he's Randy Orton. We mentioned Chad Gable. I do think now that not putting the IC title on Chad when that story was so super hot with Sammy and Otis, that was, I would say, the biggest blunder of the Triple H era so far.
I feel like I know I wanted that and we wanted that. So, but I don't know if that's the biggest blunder. Bigger than that for me is him and Otis not being tied up.
Yeah, true.
Like-
It's like the promise of long-term storytelling actually tripped up the actual story.
Sort of dropped it, didn't they?
Yeah.
Sort of like they just sort of went, oh no, we're going to go over here now, like the Wyatt Six.
Such a
stuff.
shame.
Yeah.
Such a shame.
Although Bron Breakker is phenomenal. as
Bron Breakker's
Intercontinental
great.
champion.
He's great.
Yeah.
He is absolutely...
There's little promos that he does to the camera and that before he goes out there. He's so intense and so confident. Like
He's brilliant. I always think back to, I don't know why, but it's a line that always stuck with me. Vince said about John Cena. It was during a John Cena DVD documentary, and he said there are no plateaus for John. And that's how I feel about Bron Breakker.
Yeah.
Like there's just the sky's the limit for him.
Yeah.
He's got absolutely everything you need.
future world champ written all over it.
Literally.
Yeah.
And he's going to far exceed what his dad and his uncle did.
100%.
Just absolutely brilliant. And talking about young talent, the Bronson Reed push. Just thought this was worth a mention, right?
Yeah.
Loved the sudden tsunami of tsunamis. First on Seth Rollins, taking him out, presumably, for a while. And then on R-Truth, who, as Michael Cole reminded us all, is a national treasure. But when he kept going up to the turnbuckle, the crowd just kept popping. It was one of those things that's so unique in pro wrestling. The crowd feeding off the wrestler and the wrestler feeding off the crowd, the volume going up with every climb. It was brilliant and so deserved for him because we all know what a great talent he is.
Yeah, and every week they're sort of building someone, like it was The Miz this week. They're building someone up and giving us a list of all their accolades and how amazing they are and all the titles they've won and how many Grand Slam champion, and blah, 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 just for Bronson to flatten them. I feel like they're going to do this for a few weeks. They're just going to keep feeding people who have achieved a lot to get flattened by Bronson, building a star out of him. It's mad to think he got fired or released a couple of years ago, didn't he?
It wasn't Triple H that released him.
No, exactly.
And this, when these guys were with Triple H in NXT, he was the North American champion. He was on the up sort of thing. He got released, but it again shows the faith they have in Triple H because he was on a very good run as Jonah, his indie character in Japan. And then the minute Triple H came in charge and probably gave him the ring, he said, "Yeah, I'm leaving all of this. I'm coming straight back." Because especially from a guy that's from Australia, you've traveled halfway around the world. This has been obviously your dream. So you've got a second chance of it. It's been start and stop until I guess these past few weeks. And then he's gone up to that turnbuckle 7 times in a row and squashed Rollins. And he's like a top guy now.
Rollins is spitting up blood and everything.
It was such a good sell.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
It was so well. But there's something more significant beneath it, and that's the crowd reaction is basically an acknowledgement that creative is doing something worth their investment.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like Bronson has been on the sidelines waiting for something. We all know how good he is and has been, but then bam, here it is.
Yeah.
And also on a bigger picture point, what I love is the storytellers are sort of making a thing of focusing on one simple thing to sell it. So with Bronson Reed, it's suddenly this jump off the turnbuckle splash has become very dangerous. They're making a real point of, even though we've seen it for years, Gunter versus Randy, the RKO. We know how dangerous the RKO is. And he's like, "You'll never hit me with an RKO." And then he did. And he was like, but he said to him, "I want you to see it coming. It's not going to be out of nowhere." The RKO as his finisher is really important. The Ula Fala is really important. The bracelet is really important. And it's sort of the opposite of the what we talk about sometimes with AEW, where it's move after move after crazy thing, and then it can't hurt them because they almost don't sell them enough, and then it's mad stuff happens, and then they just kick out again. There's so much going on. You think, what is it going to take for any of them to stay down?
Yeah.
Whereas on this, it's it's one move from Bronson, it's one move from Randy, it's a bracelet, it's an Ula Fala. It's everything seems to be focused on one point.
Well, that's a really nice lead into my next point, which was going to be, whilst, yes, there's still a lot of average stuff happening on TV, it's hard to get away from that if it's a 3-hour show, particularly with Raw. But generally, very little happens without reason in WWE now.
Yeah.
And that was just not the case with Vince. It was all over the place, more often than not. But now everything matters.
Like the Pure Fusion Collective.
Worst possible faction name in the history of factions.
100%. And they're not even telling the secret of it, because Michael Cole is just every week, what they called?
What they called again?
Pure Fusion Collective? Try to say that 10 times fast.
Exactly.
Pat McAfee went, Pure Fusion Collective, PFC, not to be confused with KFC.
Not a good name. I mean, that was them sitting around in catering going, what should we call ourselves?
Pure Fusion Collective.
Even if that's going to be on their lower third, just call them Pure Fusion, at least.
But then that sounds
I don't think that's a great name.
That sounds like a 90s girl band. I don't know. Dreadful.
It's not a great name, but yeah, saying the whole thing every single time is jarring.
But I refuse to. You'll never hear those words come out of my mouth.
But we left, a lot of people sort of criticised and laughed at the New Day when they first started. And, you are not into, what are they called again? Carrying Crosses.
Final Testament.
Final Testament.
Dreadful.
And I still think there's something there. I know it's gone off on a tangent, but I'm actually really starting to get invested in this whole Xavier Woods thing.
Let's talk very briefly about New Day.
And I love when they're dressed as turtles. I pop hard for that. I don't know why. It's so cool.
At least they are acknowledging that. Well, Xavier is kind of acknowledging to Kofi that what's his
Odyssey Jones.
Jones. He's it feels like you're trying to replace Big E.
Yeah.
If they hadn't have said that, it would have been like, get another big black guy in to,
that's it.
to fill the gap.
Yeah.
So I like that they're making a thing of it. I think there is a really good story they could tell here. For me, I don't know if the breakup of New Day should have happened when Big E won the title. It feels like that would have been the natural time for that to happen, or even when Kofi won the title back in 2019. But I mean, there's something beautiful about the brotherhood and their friendship, and like the boys have said to me in interviews previous, like everyone's waiting for the New Day split. It's just not going to happen because we want to be that group who just stays together because we love each other.
Yeah.
But I quite like it because I think they have been waiting for Big E to come back, and it's obviously been a long time. I don't know what the situation is with Big E, whether we're going to see him back.
I don't think we're ever going to see him back.
Right. So then the whole point was like the New Day doesn't break up, but unfortunately circumstances have dictated that it has had to
should do,
break up. So now Odyssey Jones comes in, and like it's all it feels very real. Like Xavier Woods saying, like you just said, I feel like you're just trying to replace Big E. And then Kofi just sort of said to him, look, I just want to give other people the opportunity like we would have wanted at the time for people
which
to
no
do
one
for
gave
us.
That was really nice.
Which no one gave us.
Yeah.
I want to do that for them. And Xavier Woods was like, yeah, you're right. Okay, cool. Yeah, maybe it's me. Okay, let's do this. And then there was the moment in the match where like Kofi tagged Odyssey instead of...
the TV production behind that was great. It's like the cameraman was on the apron with them. Kofi came to make the tag. Both of their hands were out. He chose Odyssey Jones. And then the cameraman just kind of went into
that's
frame.
Lovely.
And Xavier Woods was just like, why wouldn't he choose me? Sort of thing. Like, am I not good enough? Sort of thing.
It's a proper like organic reason for things to start to happen with them.
You've just won me over.
Yeah,
reminded me of that moment. Yeah. Okay. Well, I think there's something good there. And do you think it's the obvious Xavier turning?
I don't think there's going to be a turn per se, but just a development in his character. Maybe he gets jealous. Maybe Odyssey Jones, eventually comes out and says, it's like he's trying to drive a wedge sort of thing, or I'm trying to be Big E or something like that. And then they put him in his place and you can't replace Big E or something. I don't think that New Day are ever going to break up.
I don't know. What about like if something happens, they work a storyline where Xavier Woods gets injured, but New Day end up in a tag team title match, and Kofi and Odyssey go and win the tag team titles.
Yeah, but he doesn't need to turn heel. That's what I'm saying. So the character can develop and he can be really jealous and stuff like that, but it may not come to a point where he sticks a steel chair in his back sort of thing. Yeah.
But it would be a big moment if he did.
Well, it would be, because the New Day have been together for 10 years.
Right, yeah.
Crazy.
Which is so rare. Absolutely unheard of. Okay, so there's interest there. Yeah. That's good.
And if they sell that turtle gear on Fanatics, I'm buying it.
Okay. Use the promo code GP15, get 15% off. Just very quickly, going back to Bronson Reed, just a question. Thoughts on Braun Strowman being his next opponent? Is this like... At first, I was like... However, this could be an incredible moment for Bronson Reed. If they really pull the trigger and he absolutely destroys Braun Strowman.
Yeah.
That's the way to go.
Which I think is the way to go. Like... Braun Strowman, is now like Big Show, in the sense of Big Show was the main event talent that could lose to everybody to put people over sort of thing. Like Braun Strowman, he's not really been doing much of anything, but he's still the menacing, oh my God, Braun Strowman's coming sort of thing. Like it's like, it will be a good scalp for Bronson Reed, and then he can go off and do something else.
Big Show. No one has turned more times than the Big Show. Spun between babyface and heel every fortnight. Literally, did the Big Show.
Just thinking of big guys. What's happening with Omos at the moment? Is he still around?
I think the last thing that came out about him, like, they don't have anything for him. Like, there was a report that came up maybe about a month ago now that they literally just do not have anything for him.
So he's not injured or anything. No. He's around. But
he's been doing like house shows and live events and stuff like that. Obviously, MVP's left the WWE now. Bobby Lashley's left the WWE now.
They will be appearing at All In and Wembley, surely.
Do you reckon?
Well, because Tony Khan has put the trademark in for not the Hurt Business.
No, it Hurt Syndicate. Yeah, I think it was MVP that trademarks it, but yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's different then.
Yeah, but
surely that's where they're going to head, right?
Apparently, Bobby Lashley has a boxing match booked, not MMA or anything. A boxing match. He's got an opponent and everything. So
who's the opponent?
Jake Paul.
He didn't name them in an interview he done. He just said there's an opponent there and he's training for it.
Interesting.
Great.
Okay. Judgment Day. Not a lot to say really, other than how good is this?
That's great.
Real attitude era vibes that everyone's been
Really?
saying since SummerSlam. Like just the chaos in the ring, running around like cartoon characters, like beating each other up. Like it's been very fun.
And in an
Terror Twins.
and in an attitude era-esque way, and to your point, everyone is over. And like what I wanted to say about Judgment Day is it's pretty much the perfect faction currently, because like not the greatest or anything, not industry changers like Horsemen or NWO, but in terms of purpose, pretty much perfect. Damien and Rhea now bona fide over as hell headliners. The most hated heel in the business in Dom. Like, I mean, I saw this all over social, so I can't take credit for it at all. But Dominic was the only heel in history to turn even more heel. Like, that's so good. Rejuvenated Finn Balor's career.
Yeah.
JD McDonough now has a proper platform, who, by the way, we must acknowledge as the greatest chokeslam taker of all time.
He's just a great sell, full stop.
He's
Like, whatever he
brilliant.
does, like,
He's really
he will bump
good.
for anyone.
Yeah.
Like,
He's brilliant.
Yeah.
Liv has got extra edge and so much more confident. Like she finally feels like she has arrived and she just knows what she's doing, and her character is just brilliant.
What about when the crowd were all going sloppy seconds? She said, "I'll take the sloppy seconds any day."
That's good reaction though.
Yeah. She's got the confidence to really play the crowd and react to them. And even Carlito looks slightly less bored as a member of the Judgment Day. It's so good. And lest we forget, R-Truth became more over than he ever has been in 20 years with WWE when he was associated with Judgment Day.
Yeah.
Like, for everything we said about this faction when Edge started it up, Adam Copeland left a hell of a legacy with Judgment Day. It really has been on fire, and I am loving it. And the potential matches. So we've got Damian Priest versus Finn, which will be massive. We've got the
mixed tag,
the
isn't
mix
it?
in Berlin, so
great.
Priest and Rhea versus Balor and
Priest and Rhea.
Priest and Rhea
versus Dom and Liv.
Yeah.
there you go. And then the big one, if we're honest, Rhea versus Dom.
The Riptide is going to be heard around the world.
It has to happen.
It's gonna be.
It has to happen.
Again, there's lots of stuff going on with them, but again, they narrow down the focus of the storyline to like, we want to see Rhea hit Dom with that, and there's been a few moments where she's like almost had him, and then they've been rescued, or she's done it to Liv, and then they've rescued Liv. It's a focused storyline again, like we've been saying about the bracelet, the Ulafala, the whatever. Like it's so focused, which is what I love. You know what they want, and we're just being teased and teased and teased until we get to PLE, and then we get it.
Exactly. Love it.
Hopefully.
One criticism, but it's not Judgment Day based. It's just the women's world title is just not doing anything. It's just kind of like a prop on Liv right now. I wouldn't say there's no challengers, there's no upcoming competitors. Doesn't look like there's going to be anyone apart from Rhea that gets another chance at this, which could be the absolute right thing. But yeah, in the interim, it's just.
But does it elevate Liv's character holding the gold, which I would say is maybe more important at this stage because everything is working so well. But maybe it does. Maybe she doesn't need the gold. But the fact that she took it from Rhea, that's part of the story, isn't it? So
In general, I think with a lot of the women's division, like they're all brilliant talents, but I suppose the danger tends to be always. This has been a long-term thing, I think, for years, that a lot of the characters, if you're not careful, go down the sort of Mean Girls path.
Oh God, yeah.
But even not just the heels, you know, you sort of got the Tiffany Stratton type heel, and she's brilliant. Like, but a lot of them do that kind of act. But also, like when it switches to the baby faces, for example, you know, when it goes to Jade and Bianca. that they're also doing a version of, yeah, girl, well, we're going to do this. And it's like, yeah, oh my God.
They're an iteration of Mean Girls, but they're on the babyface side
good,
of things.
They're good. They're baby faces, but they're still kind of doing the Mean Girl
They're
thing.
cliquey,
Nobody's going to take this briefcase off of me, and I'm a queen, and yeah. And it's like they all...
It's a worryingly good impression.
It's like there's a lot of that.
Yeah.
And like they're all amazing and they can all do
it's so
brilliant
true.
matches.
It's so true. And Naomi gets brought into it with
yes, girl, well, I'm going to bring the glow. Well, yes, you are.
Yeah, no, you're not. Get in the bloody bloodline.
Yeah.
Immediately.
Yeah. But I guess this is why we sort of then latch on to characters like Rhea or like Liv has taken it down a slightly different path now. Becky, you know, was not that.
Yeah.
That's why we love these characters.
AJ Lee.
It's breaking the mold.
Paige.
Yeah.
Yeah.
breaking
They
the
were
mold.
all different.
Yeah.
Speaking of being latched on, Punk Drew. Just want to talk about this very quickly. Strap match being made official for Berlin. We mentioned it earlier. I did think Punk's promo, and I thought of you because he mentioned being away for 10 years and he missed everyone. And he did I love what you said earlier, the generic, well done to your sports team. I do agree with that side of things. I do believe his connection with the fans is very real.
Yes.
And having seen a lot of content
sure.
and interviews with him around FanFest, I really kind of believe everything he's saying. But I do get your point. But I think generally this storyline, I'm still really interested in it.
Love it.
I love that Punk lost. It's a story.
Yeah. So my thing with him, because obviously I haven't been on since SummerSlam, I put something in our group like just after SummerSlam. I was like, I felt this was it. This is what I wanted to see from Punk. It was a brilliant match. I thought Punk looked great. It was a great match. The story that they told with it, with Seth around the bracelet as well, and the way that he lost, it wasn't just a straightforward like he got screwed. You know, there was a lot going on within it. I love that it was the idea that Punk kind of almost had it won, but then he lost his temper because of the whole bracelet situation. And I saw Seth pick it up when it happened, and I saw him just literally, it was laying there on the ground, and then just picked it up and put it on his wrist. And I genuinely thought at the moment he's just getting it out the way.
Yeah.
Like, because he literally, it wasn't like, you know, he didn't do the Ula Fala thing.
Yeah.
I didn't even see him do it.
Like, I saw him just, it's like he looked down at his feet, saw it was there.
Yeah.
And sometimes a ref will do
As a
that if
ref
there's
would,
something
yeah.
in the ring.
Yeah.
Like, you see that all the time.
Yeah.
Picked it up, shoved it on his wrist.
Yeah.
And then Punk saw it, and then Punk, like, lost his mind and sort of cost himself the match, which is a beautiful story to tell.
Well, it is, because it's Punk being a hypocrite, because everything he was saying to Drew, he was like, you took your eyes off the ball. You should have just celebrated your title victory.
Yeah.
Instead, you concentrated on me.
Yeah.
And now Punk's done the same thing
And the
with
story
Seth.
is the three of them are all doing
of
the
them.
same thing.
Seth with the title and getting involved in the bloodline
They're
stuff.
all losing focus because of each other.
Yeah.
They're like getting under each other's skin. And I thought it was brilliant. It was perfect that Punk lost, because it was almost like I think with everything that's gone on, even though Punk was sort of main event like 10 years ago, like it was almost like a repaying of the dues. Like he just had to do that. And now I think he's back on course, and I'm very much more back on board with Punk at the moment.
Yeah.
I am going to say, and I know I put this in the group as well, and this is going to sound nuts to people listening, but people are immediately going to go, what are you talking about? You don't know anything about wrestling. Punk is the best on the mic that's ever been. Obviously, I understand that prime Punk 10 years ago in WWE was one of the best on the mic, if not the best at the time, right? Obviously, I understand that. I had a Punk t-shirt. I was very much on board, rah, rah, rah. Right now, just Punk right now, I think is not doing great work on the mic, on the whole. I think what he's doing, I think maybe he's rusty. For me, he comes out and does the thing that he was doing in AEW, which MJF kind of killed him for on the mic and called him, you might as well be out here doing hustle, loyalty, and respect, PG Punk. And he did that famous promo where he did like an impression of Punk's promo. He's doing the same thing at the moment. He's coming out and he sort of goes, here I am in Delaware, wherever they are.
Ain't it great to be alive in a
Isn't it
living
great to
color
be-
in Delaware?
Yeah, and then he goes, "Well done to your sports team. Congratulations on your ice hockey juniors team winning the, whatever. Yay!" And then the bit that which is generic babyface stuff. It's sort of ticking boxes, but I think with Punk we just expect more than that. And then what he does that's cringing me a little bit is he tends to go into here's a list of reasons why you love me. I've been away for 10 years, but you've all been chanting my name and you all love me because, and when he went into the bit about the other week, because I always get back, you love me because I always get back up.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, you kind of took your ball and went for 10 years. You didn't keep getting back up at all. You did the opposite of that. So it doesn't connect. And then, this week it was, I came to this thing, this person traveled 15 hours just to get a picture with CM Punk. This woman had cancer and she said that CM Punk was a real good inspiration for her. And it's like, okay, it's like this Jesus complex. Do you know what I mean? That is there. I'm like, you don't have to do that. You're back on track. Don't just say, I really need, I got beat. I'm not going to let it happen again because you keep chanting my name. So I need to do it to pay off you. Say that. Yeah. Don't go, you're chanting my name. I'm going to tell you why.
I don't disagree.
Okay.
I don't disagree. I think in real life, Punk does have an ego, as most
as a lot of
big stars would.
Yeah.
Kind of, rightly so in a way, and that's part of his edge and part of his character. But I do agree. I think he does. I disagree with the standard of his promo. I think now he is even better than he was 10 years ago. The reason being experience and maturity, and I think he listens to the crowd and he's really confident and he takes his time. I genuinely think he is a phenomenal promo. And he will always be in the conversation of best ever promo. Obviously there's a handful
it's in him. I just don't think I just don't know if he's doing
fair.
it right now. If we're getting that from him right now.
I think, and maybe we'll see it less in the future, but right now, because he's in a program with Drew, and Drew is the kind of heel who is not telling any lies, he's got a problem with Punk, and we all know the reasons why. Maybe he's having to lean on the classic babyface tropes because of that, to kind of remind everyone he's the babyface in this story. Yeah. Perhaps, I don't know, but I don't disagree. I think
because even in kayfabe world, I'm so pro Drew on this, and I've been seeing Drew as my babyface and Punk as my heel. The way they've told the story and the way that Drew keeps on now, even after he's beaten him, coming out with the bracelet and saying, "Oh, you're," saying his wife's name and all of that. It puts me on the edge of kayfabe cheering Punk as my babyface and starting to turn on Drew as my heel. But then when Punk comes out and goes, "You all love me because this, and this woman who had cancer thinks I'm amazing," it makes me go, "Oh."
I mean, it wasn't that on the nose, but
it's like, "Oh, now I don't." Now I'm taking a step back again.
What I do think this feud needs, especially if we're going to go all the way to October and Bad Blood, is I think there needs to be some freshness in the promos. I don't think the bracelet is enough. I understand it means something to Punk. No monetary value, but very, we all have personal items that we never want to lose. It's one of them. I totally get it. It's great. But we need to get personal again.
Yeah, exactly.
We really need to go deep on this and get personal and go into the stories of what happened between the two when, Drew was on his way up. You talked about the New Day needing help in their early days. Drew famously says that Punk didn't help him when he needed help the most, etc., etc. So I feel like that's what this feud needs. And maybe post Berlin, that's where it'll happen in the build up to Atlanta.
But just to put a lid on that, I am very much back in the camp of I'm excited about seeing CM Punk and in this feud. I'm not as annoyed with him as I was,
Okay.
a couple of months
progress.
ago.
We'll call that progress. Very quickly, Orton, Gunther. We've sort of talked about it. I was quite surprised at this, but I think Mex, as you said, I think this probably plays into the Cody Orton story. Are we all predicting? I mean, we'll do proper predictions next week, but do you think Orton is losing here.
Oh, 100%.
100p.
Yeah. He hasn't got a chance in hell,
Yeah.
like against Gunther, and I think that's the correct thing. Not that it should be a squash or anything, but Gunther is so good. I'm actually not too happy with how they've told this story in recent weeks. When he first won the title and came out and he was, kind of bigging himself up, Randy Orton's music hit. Randy Orton said, right, you didn't pin me. We all know that, at King of the Ring. So I want my match. And Gunther was like, cool, fair enough. That's fine. And then, Gunther has been known for the mat is sacred and just kind of wanting to beat his opponents because I am a better professional wrestler than you guys. And how he's kind of, I know it started with Damian Priest and calling him street trash, and that's really to kind of push home that Priest is our babyface here. With Orton, the promos have been all like, your unfulfilled potential. How can you tell a 14-time world champion you are unfulfilled potential?
He's done all right for himself.
Like, yes, he's kind of gone off the rails in his younger days and all that kind of stuff. But maybe the story, I think, should be more so, you're the old guy. I'm the new guy that's going to lead us into the new kind of era or whatever the case is. You can't beat me. 14 times, yes, well done. You can't lace my boots now. As opposed to calling a 14-time world champion unfulfilled potential.
Yeah. And I think you're bang on, and I think it should be your body's weak.
Yeah.
We've seen it. You're out for 18 months. You don't stand. I actually think Gunther should utterly destroy Randy. And I'm talking in a Brock Cena kind of way.
I'm here for it.
Right.
If that happened, A, Gunther, megastar. B, the shock of it, phenomenal, especially in Berlin. But C, how much would that do for the story between Randy and Cody?
Yeah.
Like desperation. Cody, I need this.
Yeah.
Literally. It'll add a lot of layers to that particular story, and it'll make Gunther, who, because Judgment Day stuff is so strong, he isn't really the focal point right now of Raw, but it would 100% like balloon him up there if, he absolutely just decimated Randy Orton. So.
Although it was nice to see Randy versus Ludwig Kaiser in the main event spot, and the Gunther Randy story playing out, and Raw went off the air this week with them brawling. I don't know if you noticed, I think they thought they were off air because Randy then gave Gunther like a comedy eye rake in the middle of like whacking each other, and then like, whoop.
Yeah.
No, I didn't notice that.
When they went off air, people had recorded and stuff. He RKO'd Gunther again.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
And Gunther is Austrian.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So they're still
so
gonna,
it's not like hometown.
No, they're going to boo him still in Berlin, right?
Well, this was interesting. Michael Cole said Randy Orton could face a real hostile crowd in Berlin. He might do, but I think if you're Gunther and you're ultimate heel, you still, it's like Logan Paul in Cleveland, you still want, I'm sure he will want to be booed in Berlin.
He's going to get cheered. The building is going to
Do you think so?
So WXW is like his home promotion, like a big European promotion based in Germany, which he cut his teeth in. He is a hero.
The proper
That's
wrestling fans
Yeah.
from around Europe will be there supporting their boy.
Right.
Absolutely.
Ludwig Kaiser, who I want him to make the card. Like when you said like some months ago now that he should, have a world title feud with Gunther, I didn't see it. I wasn't there yet. Ludwig Kaiser is a star.
He's very good.
He is. He's
Ludwig
great.
Kaiser is a star.
Yeah.
He's great.
He's great.
He's really good. Right. I think that's about wraps us up. Anything else you want to talk about? Anything, Pops and Jed?
No, maybe just like a shout out for the work that Andrade and Carmelo are doing.
Do you know what?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Bang on. They are having a lovely series of matches. Fans are really getting into it. So who won this one? Carmelo
won
Hayes
this
won
one,
on
so it's
Friday,
like 2-1,
right?
I think,
2-1
now
to
to
Andrade.
Andrade. Yeah.
So that's lovely stuff.
Yeah.
But again, get this on a PLE.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Build
could
up
have a fantastic
to that.
Yeah.
Build up to
Yeah.
that.
Did you guys see, obviously, the AEW lot are in the country for Dynamite and stuff tonight. Mercedes Moné was taken to a Weatherspoons for breakfast. The most miserable breakfast ever. I'll have to find a picture and show you
God.
guys afterwards.
Amazing.
Like 1 egg, 2 mushrooms, 1 hash brown. Like the food doesn't even look like it wants to be there. And then she just posted on Instagram like, like she didn't expect that's what she was getting after what she ordered.
Oh, God.
So
That is incredible. Want some final thoughts?
Let's go.
Okay. I was enjoying that, said Wade Barrett about Pretty Deadly's musical performance.
Oh my God, yeah, Pretty Deadly. I forgot.
WWE has told some whoppers over the years, but there hasn't been such a fragrant lie since Curtis Axel wore a Better Than Perfect t-shirt.
I was enjoying that.
Shout out to Wade Barrett, by the way.
Really amazing,
loving his
yeah.
work. And his reactions to LA Knight all the time, like he's got a fangirl crush on him. Meechin's push, rumoured to be unexpectedly halted by Bronson Reed hitting her with 57 tsunamis. We can but hope. And after seeing the Bloodline battle for a necklace and Punk fight over a bracelet, Final Testament to reach a new low next week with a Pat Butcher's earrings on a pole match.
They done a nice little backstage digital with Karrion Kross and Scarlett. I don't know if you guys have seen it. Where he was still going on about the New Day, and she just went up to him. She like put her hand on the chest, all caressing him. Was just like, leave it alone. You've done enough. You're a parasite that it's gonna work your way into their heads and stuff like that. And he kept going, oh, but I still want more of them. And she's like, look, I can see you've got a lot of pent up frustration. I can deal with that. And he's like, oh, yeah, I bet you can. And then he just walked off.
And then she drops to her knees.
By the way, if Pretty Deadly are casting for their Pretty Deadly musical, give me a call.
Yes, we must get Kevin Clifton. In
100%.
fact, we should tweet them this afternoon and let them know that you are very much
Yes.
available. Let's turn this into a West End show.
Let's do it. Pretty Deadly
the
musical.
song was atrocious, but in the best possible
They were
way.
singing out of
love-
beat and everything.
Yeah, I just loved it. I was really laughing.
I really felt for them.
it was the stop that they did out of nowhere. They just
Dance
sort of came on and went, stop. And then it's a dance break. It was hilarious.
Absolutely appalling.
I was enjoying that.
For any US listeners, by the way, who are unfamiliar with Pat Butcher, just Google her. Quite the woman. And quite the earrings as well. Anyway, thank you so much for listening. Make sure you keep in touch. Haven't read any emails out this week, but we have a lot to get through, so we will do a mailbag deep dive next week. Keep your emails coming. Hello you at www.gp.co.uk. Boys, where can people find you on the soch?
WrestleManiac UK on all your social media platforms.
Kevs?
Kevy Clifton, Kevi Clifton on Instagram and Twitter.
Lovely stuff. And you can follow us, you can follow me at James Delo on Instagram. But more importantly, follow the show at WWGP, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, youtube.com/@WWGP. And you can sign up to the newsletter as well at www.wegp.co.uk. Bloody hell, that's a mouthful. And really helps us out if you could rate and review GP wherever you get your podcasts. Anyway, thank you so much for listening. Lovely to be back into the swing of things, and we will be talking Bash in Berlin, making final predictions ahead of next week's PLE. It's going to be a great show. This has been a Starstruck Media production. We shall see you next week.
Gorilla position.
I'm a champ!